Welcome to NewsMakers. On this edition of NewsMakers, we take you to the Arlington Central Library for the Scholastic Art Award Exhibition. The exhibition is a juried showcase of works by Arlington students, grades 7 through 12. The artwork will be on display throughout the Central Library until February 11th. We'll also take you to the Rosslyn Spectrum Theater, where we'll meet the Doe Theater Group from Arlington's sister city, Aachen, Germany. John Palmer Claridge from Arlington County Cultural Affairs will explain how the Doe Theater's visit fits into the county's Planet Arlington program. We begin with Director of Libraries Diane Kresh telling us about her personal impressions of the Scholastic Art Award Exhibition.
I went through the exhibit. As I said, I was pleased to see so many different kinds of art represented, but I think most of all I was impressed with the risks that students are willing to take today to express themselves and to make connections and to think about the world around them in ways that I find, again, deeply moving and very impressive. I know as an 18-year-old I was not nearly as aware of the world as 18-year-olds and 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds are today. I have a son who's a student at WNL, and the things he's exposed to are much more significant than when I remember so many years ago. So again, I thank you, students, for the heart that you have shown in creating your work, and I urge all of you to continue to follow your passions. And I also want to thank the teachers, without whom you wouldn't get the encouragement and the support that I think is so important at these critical ages.
I just think that Arlington Public Schools strengthen the arts, from the teachers to the support that we get from the administration. Dr. Smith always says that we have a balanced curriculum which includes all content areas, and so a place for students to express themselves and get great mentoring and teaching is really, it's something that they can take with them for the rest of their life.
I would like now to introduce Rachel Harlan, who will proceed with the evening. And again, thank you all for your contributions and for making Central Library such a special place for the next few weeks.
Hi, I'm Rachel Harlan, and I am the supervisor for Central Youth Services. And it's our pleasure each year to select a piece of artwork for the Library Purchase Award. If you go into the young adult room here on the first floor, you'll see the pieces that we've bought in the past years. We have 8 different pieces we bought, and this year we had a really hard time. It's always what I consider to be a very difficult pleasure to go around the exhibit and to choose just one that we would like to buy, because for one thing, it's hard for us to agree sometimes. But, and also there's so many wonderful examples of the kids' work. We were able to come to consensus this year, and the piece that we would like to give the Library Purchase Award to is by Judy Som. Is she here? I don't know if she is. And it's her piece. You'll see it on the first floor, and I understand it's pronounced Taiwan. It's a young man whose face is in shadow on one side. You can see the face clearer on the other side. It's right on the first floor as you come up into the lobby from the elevator. So, Mr. Fleischman, I guess you're here. Let me give you the letter for Judy. Okay. Thank you.
Before we announce the American Vision Awards, which are 5 awards that are considered best in show, they go on to New York to be judged in the pinnacle award level in New York. 2 notes. One, I know that the auditorium is small for the amount of students and parents that we have, but the community response as we hang the show and are here in the library is just unbelievable, and it's really just a great venue for have the community see what's happening in Arlington schools. So I appreciate you bearing with the tightness of the evening. Also, for the American Vision students, after your names are announced, they want to do some interviews with you, so if you would just kind of stay over here and we'll figure out where you should go to talk to the videotaping crew. First student I want to recognize for American Vision Awards is Ryan Harding for his painting Duke from Washington and Lee.
I took my neighbor's dog for a walk and noticed that he was quite tired, so he sat on the ground, and I was like, you know, maybe this could turn into a really good painting. So I went back home, grabbed the camera, took about, I don't know, 40, 50 pictures, and was really, sort of piecing through them and like, some of this, some of that would look good. So, and then the background came and I was like, I'm not really excited with this. So it took forever to do the background. I used acrylic paint and started out sort of dry painting everything and then working with using a little bit of water to water it down and sort of get the textures and everything into place. And then over the top, I went with more dry acrylic and started to do every hair individually, working from the top down. And it took hours and hours, so a lot of work.
The second student I'd like to recognize is Elizabeth Hutzel for her self-portrait, Mixed Media, Yorktown.
Well, for my art class, we had to do a self-portrait of 3/4 of our body. So I decided to make the 25% that I didn't include be throughout the piece. So that's why I decided to have several different panels, because I like doing different types of mediums. And then I just sketched myself full scale and did a different treatment on each one. So this one is paint and then beading and collage paper and multimedia through the whole piece.
The next student I'd like to recognize is Alissa Fernandez, Warman Digital Imagery Career Center.
What inspired you for this piece of work?
Just going to the protests and seeing how it is in DC and everything. I actually selected just him and did a motion blur behind with everything else blurry and kept him clear so that he was the main focus of the picture.
The last student I'd like to recognize, I need to give you a little bit of information. This piece is an installation piece that we didn't think would be able to compete in New York because it was too large to fit into ceramics, but we found a category. This piece is photographed and on the second floor, but the actual dimensions of the piece are about 8 feet tall by maybe 5 feet wide. So when you look at the photo, imagine the capacity of this piece. That's 98% made out of clay. The student is Taylor Bainey, BFF, Yorktown Installation.